Hi, one of your biggest assignments for this class will be to develop a social media campaign. And we're going to use the Facebook platform to go through and do that for a number of reasons. One, it provides you a number of different methods to go out and reach an audience. And secondly, it provides you what are called metrics, or what Facebook calls insights, in order for you to see the efficacy or how well you're doing in terms of reaching that particular audience. So I'm going to go over that a little bit with you and just kind of give you some pointers. And first off, how to set up your page, maybe how to decide on what kind of page you want to do. I have some examples to go through and show you. Let's see, and how to develop maybe your objectives for this in terms of what it is that you want to do specifically with your social media campaign, and then get into navigating the page a little bit. Some bells and whistles that Facebook puts out there for you that really no other platform avails. Now, I'm not a big fan of Facebook, because of everything it puts it all out there, and we have to be responsible for its content and how to go through and interpret that. And then the other half of this class is going to get into that, not just with Facebook, but with social media in general. So I'm not a huge advocate of using this as a social media platform, though I have used it, and it's worked out well for me in my endeavors and what it is that I've wanted to do. And a lot of students have gone on to become consultants with organizations and companies and small businesses to go through and manage their Facebook campaigns. It's a viable skill. And you'd be surprised how many people are intimidated by it when really it's not all that difficult to go through and grasp and be able to understand. So let me start first off, though, by getting into the rubric for the assignment. Uh, your first 4 items on this rubric are due on the 30th of June, okay? And that's just in a few days. But that's to give me an idea that you have grasped what's going on. And if you don't, if you're still not understanding it, no worries, okay? I'm here to go through and help you along the way. But I need to get some evidence from you that, at least in the first 4 items of the rubric, that you're there and you're rolling, you're getting it going. Because we only have 7 weeks in the semester, it's very condensed. We don't have a whole lot of time to go through and put together a real powerful campaign. And in fact, most ROI, what's called a return on investment in social media campaign, doesn't happen for about anywhere from 6 months to a year. So we're just going to be dipping our big toe in here, really, in the big social media pond with this. And I'm not expecting a lot of great things to happen, even though I've had great things happen just within 3 days of a social media campaign. And I'll tell you about that here in just a minute. But first, let me put my peepers on and let's go through and take a look at the rubric. So this is on Canvas, obviously, and this rubric will show up. Well, you've already seen it at this point, watching the video, hopefully. But let me go through this a little bit and get down into what it is that I'm trying to realize with you. The activity here is for you to create a social media campaign. We've just talked about this in terms of using Facebook as a platform, and you're going to use this to promote your own communication objectives. And I'm hoping you're going to cross-promote this as well with other social media such as Twitter and Instagram. You need a plan for this. Just like anything that's strategic in terms of marketing, you need to go through and plan how you're going to use social media to realize your objectives. Now here it says present the plan in the class. We're not going to worry about that. I do that in my face-to-face classes. But here I want you to go through and actually put your plan up and submit it on Canvas so I can take a look and see what's going on. Okay? So I've indicated here in the italics, rubric items 1 through 4 due at the end of the first week of class for a total of 100 points. And I just kind of put that out there as a carrot to get you motivated and going on this. Let me go through those 4 things here. First off, you've created a campaign, okay? And I'll show you how to do that here in just a minute. That involves a Facebook page, and it's based on a theme, and there's a number of themes that Facebook offers you to get into. Are you a nonprofit? Are you an artist? Are you a small business? Are you educational? And so on. Okay, that's what I mean by themes. And then I want you to define what your communication objectives are. What do you want to do with this page? What are the exact responses that you want to get out of your audience? All right. That's 25 points. That's pretty straightforward. Okay, you can do that in 5 minutes. All right. So, but you need to have your venture's name and your mission, okay, your mission statement for your idea, all that kind of put together and ready to go before you actually start off building the campaign on Facebook. So not a bad idea to go through and do number 2 first, okay? Your campaign has a minimum of 3 market personas, and I'll give you examples of these in another video, okay? But who are the actual people that are going to be clicking on your Facebook page? I'm going to ask you to write out who these people are. Now, you might not know them, but these are the individuals that you want to go through and be responding, because really the beauty of social media is not its ability to reach mass audiences, even though obviously it's 5 billion people. How mass can you get? It's its ability to reach micro audiences, and that's really what we're trying to do here, is carve out a portion of that 5 billion to a couple 100,000 in order for us to have some level of engagement with them. Okay, so well, I won't get into market personas. I'll do that in another video that just talks about that specifically, so you might want to make sure that you watch that, and I'll put a link maybe into this video to take you out to that one. Number 3, your campaign. I don't need you to post it on a blog, but you're going to post this in Canvas, okay? That's going and explains your tactics. How are you going to reach your audience, including cross-promotion, but are you going to use video? Are you going to repurpose other media that you're finding? Are you going to use images? Are you going to write a lot? Are you going to develop a voice or a persona for your company or for your cause, or whatever it is that you're going to do? I want to know what your plan is, and I'll show you what I mean by plan here with a couple of examples. And number 4, your plan shows an execution of your tactics. So we're going to start getting into screenshots of your status updates, your media polls, if you do that, if you do a Facebook ad, anything that you're doing according to your plan to encourage likes and shares. And this thing is kind of ongoing, okay? I won't expect to see number 4 quite yet, unless you already have a page going and you can give me some samples of what you've done that way. But eventually you'll evolve this. And I'll ask you probably 2 or 3 weeks into the semester, hey, show me what you've been doing, or give me the links to your Facebook page, even better, so I can go through and take a look for myself and see what's going on. All right? So those are the first 4 items really I'm looking for to be due by I think it's by the 30th of June is what I have up here on Canvas. So let me get out of the rubric. Let me show you a couple of pages here to get into. I'll go with this first one. Now, a page is different from a personal page in that it has a specific audience that you're trying to get into, where your personal page is really, it's your feed, and it's your postings and your people's interaction, your networking within that feed with what's going on. A Facebook page is a standalone entity aside from your personal page that goes through and promotes your business, or promotes your special event, or promotes your nonprofit organization, whatever it is that you decide to do with this. Gosh, what do I do? The chicken or the egg first? Let me show you some examples, and then I'll show you what Facebook does coming into this. So I've written a novel, and I'm using a Facebook page to go through and promote that novel. Okay, it's called To Risk here, and you see the banner where I've created a graphic. This is from the cover of the book. And then over here, in terms of its profile, this locking mechanism on a storage unit door is iconic in terms of what happens within the novel. Okay, so I've created all this artwork, and I'm going to ask you to do the same thing, to create some kind of original artwork for your campaign to get it marketed and get it out there. And it's not that difficult to do. We'll get into another video that shows you some tips and tricks on how to do that. As I scroll down to this, and all my pages will have, all your pages will come up with this as well, this kind of tutorial. What do you want to do? Share a video, advertise? Do you want to put up a live video? Do you want to publish a job post? What do you want to do here? Facebook has these templates ready to roll, okay, in order for you to have some continuity that you're posting. You're putting things out there to meet your objectives 2 or 3 times a week, or really over the course of this semester, since there's only 7 weeks. But I'd like to see something happen at least 4 days a week here. Okay, some kind of activity going on with that. I'm going to scroll down, and I can. This is the latest post that just went up. Excuse me. Actually, no, it's not. This goes back to December when the book first hit the market and was publishing. And so it's a personal appeal. I got some feedback on that going on. If you have a Kindle Unlimited, you can get the book for free, and so on. I can scroll down and you can see what is going on. I'm cross-promoting another book that I've written through this same Facebook page as well. So I'm using this to promote a novel, okay? And this is sold through Amazon, and I make money off of that, and that's what it's doing. This page here, Glen Canyon Peradventures, is a nonprofit organization that I have. And what we do with this, well, let me explain it to you. The objectives of this, really, what we do is we provide kayaking adventures on Lake Powell for lower limb amputee and paraplegics. So anybody who's had a spinal cord injury, anybody who's lost the use of their legs or lost their legs completely, we do kayak adventures on Lake Powell. And because it gives them just a completely different sense of mobility, and it's a pretty amazing experience for folks to get involved in that. And my partner's involved in this. One is a spinal cord injury, and the other one lost both of her legs in an accident. And they're really the individuals who are key in going through and doing this. Before I get into the page, though, I want to go through and show you. So this pop-up here, okay? So Facebook knows that this is a nonprofit organization, and it's coming in and saying this doesn't exist on the page if you saw it. Okay, it comes up on my interface as the page administrator. And it says, since you're an admin for a nonprofit page, we want to let you know that you can now create a fundraiser for thousands of nonprofits in the U.S. with your personal profile. So I can go through and create a fundraiser, start raising money for this, and gear it right towards what it is that we're trying to do with Glen Canyon Peradventures. Again, I could scroll down. Haven't done a lot with this here lately. This is about 2 years old in what's been going on. You can see kind of the graphics we've been putting together to go through and reach individuals who might want to become part of what's going on. There's a poll on there. There's a video with Matt and Julia, my partners in this. So if I click on the video, you can see it roll. One of the biggest concerns for folks who are doing kayaking is what's called a transfer, getting from the chair into the actual boat. And so one of the first things we wanted to take care of in terms of objections was, this is how easy it is for you to get in and out of the craft, and there are people here to help you, and this is what it's like for you to go out there and do it. So video, cross promotion as well, lots of different things happening within this that goes through and gives a sense, or gives our viewers an idea of the culture of Glen Canyon Peradventures and what it is that we're all about. I have another business. This one is more current in threat assessment and de-escalation training. And I do this with 3 partners. We have a business that goes through and that does guardian tactics, and we train in law enforcement and other contexts in going through and recognizing indications of threat, and then how to go through and engage police officers specifically in de-escalation behavior. There's me and one of my partners, and this gets into other types of posts. We're cross-promoting here. Visit us at our booth at the Utah Chiefs Police Conference. Threat assessment classes that we're putting out there. The main thing is we want people really to click and go on out to our webpage. And that's one of the objectives that you will hopefully have, is that you have a landing page that is tied to your Facebook account, okay, that's networked to your Facebook account, your Facebook page, and once they click on that, they get into then your landing page, and then there they can go through and you can have your call to action, whatever it is that you want them to do with that. What we want them to do is contact us, right? So our contact information is there. It's a form. They can go through and fill it out, and suddenly we're talking, seeing what's going on. The site itself gets into a number of different services that we offer, from law enforcement, youth residency, to nonprofit and non-governmental organizations that we train in terms of risk management overseas, okay, in vulnerable spots that way. So the Facebook page really is geared up to go through and introduce individuals, especially trainers, decision makers, and law enforcement, to recognize the value of being able to recognize escalation and assess threats that might be happening, and then how to engage both verbally and non-verbally in de-escalation. And obviously we're living in a time now where this is pretty critical. So that's the second example there. It's a business. Glen Canyon was nonprofit, the book, the business. Here's, okay, I have 2 more to go through. Bear with me. In my spare time, I also do a talk show. We do a weekly talk show that originates from Dixie State University's campus called Talking Point Live. And I have a co-producer with this, Jennifer Kohler, and we go through and try to create more conversations with our audience after our show or even during our show. We monitor the page while the show is going on. This was a guest of ours who had her own nonprofit drive happening in terms of raising awareness on women's issues, and we just had her on the show. Here are different shows that we have done that's put into a montage. Photographs that relate to some content that we're getting into. Most of these are the shows that we've put up and the conversations that go along with that. So here, this Facebook page creates a great platform for us to have a live conversation that is televised and then to engage individuals via social media on Facebook during the show when we address what it is that they might be talking about. And it becomes real handy. We like this a lot. It works out well to what it is that we're trying to accomplish with our show, Talking Point Live. We get into all kinds of stuff, mostly political. Jan kind of leans on the conservative side, and I kind of lean on the liberal side, and we go through and we talk. We have civil discourse. We clash with ideas. We call each other out on each other's faulty reasoning as we go through and discuss things, hopefully to kind of model what's missing, really, in this country currently. Lastly is an album that I produced about 3 or 4 years ago called Never Too Late. And what I wanted to show you here was, again, another prompt that Facebook is putting in here. Okay, now Facebook knows that this particular page promotes music that I've written and recorded and cut, okay, and put out there. And so it's going through and saying, well, now look, instead of a cover photo, this one here, I can put up a video 20 to 90 seconds long at the pixel rates that you see there. I can post that here. And so if I wanted to, I could have a video of the music that I've written, that why I'm playing or whatever, to go through and promote this instead of just the banner that I have here. Now, again, this is a banner that I've created, okay, that I did the photography on, and I went through and I did the layout on it as well. This particular page gets into kind of a behind the scenes and the development of the album. I'm going to let it load here for a minute. And you can also download the music. It's free. Okay, I'm not charging anybody for this. It gets into the liner notes or the ideas or stories behind the music that's on Never Too Late. Some of my chicken scratch and putting out chord progressions and so on. So this has created its own little following as well, and it has been very successful. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different types of ideas, okay, that you can do with your own Facebook page as you go through and develop that. And let me show you how to do that. Okay, I'm going to go back to my home page here, and just to give you reference, all right? And so I'm hoping you have your own personal home page. If you go over here, there's a number of ways to go through and start creating a page, but if you click on the arrow and come down to Create Page, click on that, and it brings up then the themes, if you will, or the different types of pages you want to get into. Local business or place or company, organization, institution, brand or product, artist, band, public figure, entertainment, cause or community. So you can see I've done this one, and I've done this one, I've done this one, and I put up, this one, and I think I've done that one as well. Each one of these then have specific prompts for you that deal with a business, or that deal with a nonprofit organization, or that deal with the promotion of music or whatever the case might be. And that's why they go through and categorize the type of business that you want to get into, okay? I'm going to click on one of these, and it's going to give me now a drop-down menu of subcategories, okay? So what kind of an artist are you? An actor, athlete, author, band, and so on. So I did author for this one. And then once it says, okay, if you're ready to go, get started, I have to click on the terms now. That's new. With this, yada, yada, I'm going to go through all that. And where do I haven't done this in a long time in terms of, and I have no idea to get out of that. So I'm just going to go through and come back to the page. There. Once you click on Get Started, follow the prompts to go through and develop then what your banner page is going to look like and what your profile is going to look like. I'm going to create another video that gets into those two topics specifically, but let me just say on your profile, since it's going to show up on every post that you put up there, this becomes your brand, okay? And it needs to be easily read, easily identifiable, nicely designed with some negative space around it in order for people to go through and recognize, oh, I see, this is Talking Point Live, without having to go anyplace else to go through and do things, okay? So I'll put up another video on how to do that. You can use any type of presentation software and screenshot and put something together in just a few minutes if you understand a few principles of layout and design that way. All right, so I think I've covered most of what I wanted to get into here. If there's anything left, I will go through and throw it into another video, but I'm hoping this gives you enough of a start to get going on your social media campaign. Do this, post it through Canvas, okay, so I can take a look and see what's going on. And if you have any questions, and I'm hoping you will, I'm sure you will, let me know. Or better yet, post them under the discussions link on Canvas so we can all benefit from your query, and I'll go through and be sure to answer whatever questions that you have. Okay, thanks.